I said in the Facebook group that this record is a little bit cheesy and I got a shitstorm.
What we do here is go back.
Hello friends and welcome to my new video. It's Sunday morning here in Germany and I finally found some time to come back to YouTube. The title already announced it, this is another episode of my 90s vinyl series. That's pretty much one of my favorite decades because that's the time I grew up in. And the 90s have a lot to offer. There is still so much music for me to discover. Of course, some of the more commercial stuff, but also more underground music, of course, independent music. That's always a lot of fun. And you can see it in the background. I'm listening to a lot of sub pop music at the moment, and I will be definitely doing a video about my sub pop collection at some point. But I still need to pick up some more albums that I want to share. But for the moment, I can't wait to show which 90s titles I picked up in the last couple of weeks. Let's go! Alright, let's start. So the first record of today is one of my all-time favorites from the 90s. I showed it before. This is a simply vinyl copy of the self-titled Garbage debut album from 1995. Fantastic stuff, I love this album. And when I read that there was a reissue, I was going crazy. And of course the question was the normal reissue or the crazy box set. The answer is very easy. I ordered the crazy box set and it's fantastic. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but this box set has a 3D cover and I have this high on my shelf, and whenever I'm crossing the room it really looks cool in this three-dimensional cover art. A fantastic box set, high quality. This has, I don't know if you can see it, but this is done very well. It has a magnetic opening here, and I won't talk about it too much. But it has a nice booklet and a fan size, a bonus disc, everything else, and the most important thing, of course, is the album. Glossy cover art, high quality. That's how it looks like. Cut on 45 RPM, mastered directly from the original analog tapes, and this is just beautiful. I know that it's a bit expensive, but I got the European version without the signed band cover, and in the end I paid $50 for it, which is a fantastic price, so I just had to get it. Otherwise I would have bought the normal reissue. The next record is also a grail of the 90s. I wanted this album for such a long time and there was a reissue announced, but it's still not released yet. And of course this is the Twin Peaks soundtrack, music of Twin Peaks. One of my favorite TV shows of the 90s. Amazing. I want to watch the show again before the new episodes will hit the TV stations next year, I think, but for the moment I'm so satisfied that I finally got a copy of the Twin Peaks soundtrack. Iconic cover art. This is the German version, which says the music to the TV show started in September 91. And this time what I really like about the German version, maybe I can show it. It's funny because there was still this little merchandising advertise included, which is pretty cool. I would love to have a t-shirt or a pullover like this. Yeah, fantastic stuff, and I'm going to frame this record, and I would also like to get a mint copy of the Rolling Stone magazine of 1991, which featured a title story about Twin Peaks. So I will frame both of them on the wall, and I will also get the reissue when it finally gets available. Up next, Placebo. And this one is called Without You I'm Nothing. Also, very rare 90s item. It was finally reissued, great quality. Although I have to say, the debut album sounds a bit better. So there seem to be a bit problems in the volume. So the first track is really loud, and then it gets a little bit more silent, and then loud again. It's weird, but overall I'm still happy that I finally have it in the collection. Of course, Every Me and Every You is the famous track which was also featured in the soundtrack of Cruel Intentions. That's how I got into the band actually. Great album. Love it. The next one is by the Foo Fighters, released in 1999. And actually I don't know how this album is called. There is Nothing Left to Lose, so it's funny, I actually don't care how the album is called, I just like to listen to it. This of course features the track Learn to Fly, which had just a few months ago there was this crazy cover of all these Italian people covering the song. But it's a great late 90s album. The Foo Fighters are a fantastic band. I would love to see them live at some point, but for the moment I just want to fill the gaps, fill the missing places in my collection, so I have all of their albums together. Well, the next one is I said in the Facebook group that this record is a little bit cheesy, and I got a shitstorm. This is the Goo Goo Dolls, and the album is called Dizzy Up the Girl. It's their most famous album, I would say. It features the classic tracks Slide and Iris, of course. And I mean, it's not cheesy, but seen from today's point of view, it's still a great record, and of course that's why I bought it, because I love it. But I mean, in a way it's 90s pop, we have to be honest on this one. But also available on vinyl for the first time. You could also get a signed copy on their band's page, but with shipping it was a little bit too expensive for me, so I just got the normal reissue, which sounds fantastic, I have to say. And you can pick this up very cheap actually, and overall it's a great album. Very enjoyable to listen to, and the sticker says available on vinyl for the very first time. Now a little bit more heavy music from the 90s. We are talking about new metal, we are talking about the late 90s. Here are the Deftones and iconic cover art, of course. This album is called Around the Fur, and the sticker says, you can read it here. Of course it features the big hit My Own Summer, and this is some heavy stuff, I have to say. Love the cover art. It's really, I don't know how I should describe it, but I love it. Beautiful, and this is this is some heavy shit. And I also would like to get a White Pony at some point, but had this on my want list and I just pulled the trigger, and now it's in the collection. Well, the next album is also something special, and one of the more expensive items, I have to say. A few months ago I showed this album, the Cranberries, No Need to Argue, and this is the reissue on 180 gram reissue on plain recordings, which sounds good, but the pressing quality is pure shit. It's crackly and all that kind of stuff. Big thumbs down, but I managed to find an original UK copy of this album in mint, and I say in mint condition. Beautiful. The only problem is, I don't know why, but the record is warped a little bit. It's still playable, but maybe I can fix it at some point. But the cover and the vinyl itself is mint. It plays without a single crackle, and it's just beautiful to get this album as an original pressing. I can show the label, of course, on Island Records, and that's how the label looks like. Beautiful copy, I have to say, and beautiful album. This is definitely one of my 90s favorites, I have to say. And of course Zombie is the big hit, but you also have various tracks, Ode to My Family and Everything I Said, No Need to Argue itself, of course. Beautiful album, beautiful. I also got an original copy of this album. This is my reissue Depeche Mode Violator gatefold cover. Sounds very good, but I saw an original copy in good condition for a very cheap price, so I had to get it. It's a German copy, Direct Metal Master. It had the original insert and everything else. Here it's on this label, and it's my favorite Depeche Mode album. Although I love their other albums as well. I have a whole pile of Depeche Mode albums, but Violator is always a favorite of mine. Up next, I could get this one very cheap as well. This is a back-to-black pressing of the Stereo MCs Connected. It was released in 1992, also on Island Records. Very nice reissue. Comes with a printed inner sheet, and yeah, what can I say about it? Of course, Connected. Yeah, it's this great electronic trip-hop influenced track, and I got this for 11 euros, so I just had to get it. I had an original in my hand some time ago, but it was in bad condition, so I said to myself, come on, the price is right, get it. A great 90s album, and I can highly recommend it. Up next, another record that is available on the first time on vinyl. This is Joan Osborne, and the album is called Relish. And of course, back in the day, One of Us, What If God Was One of Us, was a big hit. And I had this album on CD, and I listened to it in the car before I bought the album, and it's another story listening to this music on vinyl. The cover art looks cheesy and poor in a way, but the music behind this album is fantastic. Still, after all these years, I think this was released in 1995 or something like that. But great music, female pop from the 90s with this little alternative and also almost country touch. Fantastic. Last but not least, the three last albums for today. So the first one is actually from the 80s, and it's Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, the band cover art. I already have two other copies of this one with the alternative cover, and this one in bad condition. So I could find this in strong near mint. This is a beautiful copy, and I just had to get it. And after I listened to this one, I also took a look at my shelves and listened to the other Guns N' Roses albums from 1991, which are still fun listening to, I have to say. I mean, I'm not a fan of Axl Rose and Slash and all this rockstar shit, but you know, the three famous albums from 89 and 1991 are just good. I mean, fantastic albums after all. Alright friends, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you think about my current 90s choices, if you like them or not, if I'm right or wrong on some of the things that I said. And yeah, I will be back soon. Like I said, have a great Sunday and see you next time. Bye bye.